Welcome to the Digital Amateur Television Experimenters Night. This is VK7 OTC, the club station of the Radio and Electronics Association of Southern Tasmania. Amateur radio is a worldwide hobby that has many different aspects. Digital television is just one of the many modes and areas that are covered. Maybe you're interested in becoming involved in the DATV Experimenters Nights. Do you realise that you do not have to be a radio amateur or need any ATV equipment to participate anywhere in the world? Also participate in the night by coming up to the Queen's Domain clubrooms. Yes, right on top of the Queen's Domain in the heritage-listed Coast Wireless Station. You never know, we might get you in front of the camera or behind doing one of the many roles during the night. We get underway with our program on a Wednesday night from 7:30 p.m. local time. We'll see you soon. This is VK7 OTC.
Okay, this is VK7 OTC, the club station of the Radio and Electronics Association of Southern Tasmania with our DATV Experimenters Night. And I welcome Ben, VK7BEN.
Hey Justin.
How you going?
Not too bad. It doesn't seem that long since I was last sitting here.
Well, a regular contributor, so
Yeah.
so very much welcome.
Thank you.
Just a few reminders. You can get to us on R2, listening on R2. You probably heard the ident just then. And also the YouTube streaming channel, we're watching that. So that's you can ask questions and comments and come through on there. Now, this is the last time I'm going to say this, so there's probably a big sigh of relief out there, but remind everybody that they have 2 days. They only have 2 days to get their submissions into the ACMA for the class license, the license changes proposal that the ACMA is doing right at the moment. It closes on Friday, so there are now 2 templates you've got to choose from.
Yep.
Which is the Reast template, which is about 3 pages. It's an expanded version, and then there is the WIA template as well. Now, if the templates look similar, that is the WIA decided to adopt the Reast template and shorten it a little bit, which is fine. It comes back to a page. So so you've got a choice of either the Reast slightly expanded template or the WIA one-pager. But the key thing here is please get your submissions in, and you have 2 days to do it. So yeah. Now, bit of a shout out also to Peter Parker, VK3YE. Peter is actually in Tasmania right at the moment.
Oh, okay.
And in fact, he sent me an IM message during the day. I was looking at my phone.
Yep.
And he sent me an IM message from the Beretta tip shop.
Wow.
Because he's down with his mum at Signet.
Okay.
So he was doing a bit of a tip shop crawl.
So does that make him technically a VK7?
Well, honorary VK7,
Okay.
I reckon. Definitely, he could certainly claim that. So I had coffee with him on Sunday, I think it was on Sunday, and caught up with Peter, and I think he might be putting out probably a video, almost a video every 2 or 3 days. So So a huge amount of content on his YouTube channel if you haven't had a look at it.
And there's so much good stuff on there too.
Well and truly.
Certainly I've had my inspiration
Well and truly.
for portable ops through that site for sure.
So, and I understand he is also operating down here. He did show me his kit on Sunday that he brought with him. So, little QRP transceivers and antennas and the like. So, he was. I have no doubt he's probably operating from Signet. And
Yeah.
so, big shout out to Peter. I think he goes back on Friday. So, safe travels to Peter as well. I hope nothing happens in Victoria.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why Ben's in the studio is Ben put me on to a few absolutely fascinating amateur radio related things.
I think it's fair to say that because both Justin and I work for the same rather large agency, it means that I can send him garbage links during the day through messaging platforms. And sometimes he'll reply, and sometimes he'll be in a meeting and tell me to go away. But, otherwise, yeah, we're in somewhat regular contact.
No, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good. Good.
So I'll give you this, Justin, because we had a few problems here getting it working on the
Ubuntu
the studio computer.
correct.
So we're back to the handy dandy iPad and screen here. So
what I will do, just let me go to. Here we go. Now, if I zoom out, what you're looking at here is the. Let's zoom in just a little bit there and go up a bit.
yeah, the very aptly named stuffin.space website.
And I love it. Stuffin.space. And guess what it's about? That'll be stuff in space then. So, but this is the globe. This is the Earth. And the grey line as it currently stands, you can see part of it. That's part of Antarctica, I think.
Yeah.
Now where's?
So Asia. So you're pretty much holding Australia right there now.
Oh, it's right there. Yeah, no, and there's the little bit of Western Australia that's still in daylight.
Yeah.
But this is showing everything.
All sort of registered objects
Okay.
in
all
space.
registered, which is a little bit scary because this is.
Don't forget you got that.
Yes, yeah. If we zoom out a little bit here, you're still seeing. This is now. These are the Maligna orbits that whiz out forever and back in again, and all sorts of stuff. But you can see there is just a scary number of.
Like I've watched, these dystopian future post-apocalyptic sci-fi series, and it looks just, like they show this map of the world, and it looks just like this with this ring of scrap surrounding the Earth, and I thought, it can't possibly be that much stuff up there. Well,
yeah, well and truly. So if we zoom in here. It does give you the ability, and we'll see how we go here.
It's a little bit, it doesn't really want to. This is the joy of a touch interface, everyone.
You can see as I move around. That's actually, we're looking at Victoria. We're looking at the eastern seaboard here.
Yeah.
Of south of Australia. There's Tasmania just here.
Yeah.
Just here. But each of those little dots which is moving around as we do this is actually a space object of some sort.
And you're actually seeing the different altitudes there, which is why some are moving at different rates than others.
Correct. That's just absolutely fascinating. Now, if we can actually...
there you go. So
yeah, okay. Now, that was a Starlink one.
Yeah.
We'll show the Starlink chains in a minute. If I go to the centre here somewhere and I try and click on...
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to click on the iPad because it's trying to do your location and not necessarily trying to get the information on the particular satellite. So there you go. So
that's the orbit of whatever that was.
But I can see down the bottom there.
There we go. There is a Starlink chain. of satellites. Now, if I actually try,
Yeah.
come down a bit.
Actually, given that your laptop does HDMI, I can bring my MacBook Pro in, and we can bring it up on the MacBook if you want for a second.
No, that's all right. That's all right, Ben.
Okay.
We'll be stuffing around for a little while.
Yeah. Anyway,
There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
There we go, and that's the information associated with it. So that'll stay there.
Yeah.
So that is Starlink 2135. So that, I assume, is the 2,135th Starlink satellite that they've put up there in a chain. So and there are quite a few. There are quite a few chains here. We'll click out of there.
So there we go.
There we go. We'll see. There's a chain over here that's been recently launched. So these are still together in a chain. There's a line up here. There's a line over here. There's a line down here.
And you probably rotate that map around a little more. There we go. So now you can sort of see them. There's
Well and truly. They have well, it's 2,135 is the one we clicked on, and they're all, as well as all of the earlier ones which have been launched, which are
in there somewhere.
They slowly separate out into their final orbits, but I just stuff in, one word, .space.
Yeah.
And I just, it is absolutely phenomenal, the amount of stuff. I did ask the question of Ben earlier. I said, does it include the space junk? So basically the objects which these aren't active.
Yeah.
And we're not quite sure about that.
We're not quite sure. I have a reasonable confidence, given the site, that is anything that has been registered as a thing orbiting Earth, then it's going to be there.
So you can put in a variety of.
Do you want to pass it here? We'll see if we can get something.
We'll see if we can.
Hang on.
Because the keyboard's come up. We'll go back to here.
Oh, this looks like it's going to be easy. AO95.
Oh, there you go.
Hit return on that and see what happens. Whoops. Can't make that go away. 95, we'll try that again. No. So it doesn't work too well, but it is definitely there.
It is showing the orbit of AO95. I'm not quite sure where it is, but it's in darkness right at the moment, so it may be in our
the
part
Pacific.
of the sky. Yeah.
That almost looks like America to the right there. So.
Yes, yeah. The West Coast.
Yeah.
Well and truly. So and it's it's doing this in real time. So it is actually giving you the position. And if you look at these objects close up, they're all moving at the relative orbits that they are all in. So absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. So thank you very much, Ben.
No worries.
Oh, hang on. I think I just switched that off.
That's fine.
Absolutely fantastic. Now, Ben also sent me. This is another.
I consider myself an enabler, and if I can convince other people to spend their money, then it's a win.
Oh, you certainly did that with this. So now, one of the things that we don't have. Don't tell me. I have got it plugged in, haven't I?
It looks plugged in.
I have got it plugged in. Let me just do something here. Oh, damn. Can you bring it up on the
No, yes.
No, because I should have a Now, I was playing with this earlier, which and I apologise for. Oh, hang on.
Oh.
No, hang on. It's
Something obvious?
something obvious, yes.
That will work.
It's the Johnson interface.
Professional broadcast stream here, people. We're glad you're here tonight.
It's the Johnson interface, and I'll just let that hang there. So let me okay. Apologies for that minor technical hitch. Ben, take us through the how you found this.
Well, I love Reddit. Reddit is a great way to spend your your home hours, browsing all sorts of interesting things, and they've got a quite active amateur radio community on there.
They do.
And as you probably saw in a previous ATV night, I quite like having small things for portable radio operation.
Oh, true.
And I know I talked about that GPT-7, and I talked about using the Yaesu SCU-17 interface.
Love it.
That is big by comparison to this. It's probably close to what I'd call a was it Digirig, the voice operated keys? It's probably close to that in the way of a digital modes interface, but it does have audio out and it does have a CAT interface.
Correct.
So you can take it from here, Justin.
Well, one of the key features here is it's got everything built into the box, which is one of the things that I really liked. It's actually designed by Denis Grisak, who is K0TX, and combines the audio codec and the serial CAT interface. It's a fully featured CAT interface, so it's not only the push to talk, it's the bands, it's tuning, it's not just Vox based PTT, it is a fully featured CAT interface. It's single USB, so it's the micro USB, which is in the end of it. There seems to be some vaguely negative comments about the fact that it's micro USB, but anyway, that is exactly what the 705 uses. So
care factor zero.
Yeah, care factor zero. Yeah. It comes in that aluminium case, so this small aluminium case, which is they're calling a ruggedized interface,
and that's going to be pretty much indestructible at that size.
Correct. So and interfaces the transceiver with they are 3.5 mil jacks on the other end, so audio and serial on the end, so standard 3.5 mil jacks, and you can also buy a USB isolating dongle. So all I suspect is in here is a whole lot of little transformers for each of the USB connections. So it isolates fully isolates the radio from the computer. So in case you're getting noise or hum or ground loops.
Which you'd really hope you weren't if you're in that sort of portable operation.
Correct.
How does it control the radio?
Through.
So I'm guessing that 3.5
there's a serial connector.
Yeah, the serial connector, and you'll be making your own cable to go into your radio.
They do sell a couple of cables already, but that'd be a standard like RX, TX, and ground output.
Yeah,
that you'd go off.
So very similar to the ICOMs with their old CAT interfaces on them.
Yeah. So, but anyway, Digirig is the name of it, and there we go. There's Zygu, a couple of cables there, audio 3.5 to 3.5, etc. And I have no doubt there's probably going to be more of these up here. But digirig.net, so digirig.net.
And I think we've got a sale already.
And I have to disclose here that I have actually ordered one, and the USB isolator. Yeah. So we'll have one to play with in the not too distant future. But anyway, thank you, Ben.
No worries.
That was fantastic.
And next week I'll be back telling you about more of what Justin spent on radio. Okay, thanks very much, guys. We'll catch you next time.
Thanks, Ben. my amateur radio equipment consultant. And one of the key things I actually really like about that particular box is its size and the fact that absolutely everything is in that box. So I can minimise the number of cables that I have to use. Now, the next item that we are going to look at. I showed last week the 3D printed case for the 705. There is a 705 in there. And I have done a little bit more work on this case, and actually, literally last week I had taken it out of the packing that it came in from Switzerland, and that was it. I have actually put the case together. So this front cover, you can see now has the cover actually installed, and it's glued in there. The name goes into the case. In fact, I'll take it out of the packet. The name goes is glued in there and centered, obviously, or your 3D printed one with your call sign on it. So that goes in there. There is a I've now glued this little block on here, and also you'll notice at the other end there's a slightly bigger one here with a screw in it. I've yet to turn up the knurled screw for it. It's just a 4mm screw, but I need a little knurled note on it. You take that off, and you can then take the front off. That clips into the other side, and it goes in there, and you can then just screw the screw in there to keep that front panel on. So that's what the 3D printed case looks like, and how it's actually used. I'm feeling a little bit more confident about potentially putting this straight into my backpack as is, probably in a plastic, large plastic, or my waterproof bags that I use in my backpack. I'm probably a little bit happier about putting that in there and it actually surviving, because there is a degree of protection for the connectors and the battery on the back, etc. One of the things I've seen people do is they actually stick 2 large rubber feet on here and some smaller ones on the back here, the angle, so that you actually have an operating angle for it if it's on a desk. I've seen people doing that, but anyway, it's and of course, being ABS, you can just use super glue to stick things together, because it all sticks very nicely together, given it's ABS. So anyway, that's a bit more on the 3D printed case. I just have to make up the little screw, and that doesn't come off. So that's the ON4VH design 3D printed case from for the ICOM 705. So I probably will be taking that with Hayden, actually, VK7HH. I think he's talking about doing his first SOTA activation up on Collins Cap on the weekend. So it'll be doing a bit of a trip out, and I'll report back next week as to how it actually goes. Now, another thing that I came across, which is an absolutely fascinating thing on the internet, and there are lots of fascinating things on the internet, but and a few people have heard about this. It is the thing listening device. Now, if you're American, you probably know about this because it got a lot of airplay back in the day. The thing is, actually, this particular it was a replica of the Great Seal of the United States of America. It's the bald eagle. Now, little did they know that when this was given, it had a bug in it, and I mean the bug that is an espionage bug, which enabled people to actually hear what was actually going on. Now, if I bring this across here, this is the device. Now, the device is actually a microwave cavity resonator. And what that means is a cavity resonator is known to amateurs because it's probably the most common use for cavity resonators is in repeaters, actually, to get the separation of the 600 kilohertz separation for 2 meters and the megahertz 1.8 meg separation for 70 centimeters. And they are used so that you can use one antenna for both transmit and receive, and there is the cavity basically provides the separation between the two. So it's a little bit of a variation on a cavity resonator, and the variation is the end of the resonator is actually probably akin to a condenser microphone. So the end of the resonator is open. There is a membrane on the end of the resonator that there was a hole in the front of the eagle that let the sound from the room into that hole and then into this end, which was the condenser microphone. And that condenser microphone moved with the sound, the pressure waves from your voice, and it moved just enough for it to change the resonance of the cavity. And the key thing here is it was a passive device. So to get anything out of it, you had to actually hit it with microwave energy. And so if the usual organisations, the CIAs of this world and the like, who were all looking for active devices, if they did a scan of the room, they didn't find anything, because you actually had to hit this device with a reasonable amount of RF energy to actually get a response from it. And if I scroll down here a little bit, here we go. So you've got, and on the end of it, sorry, the one thing I didn't mention here was on the end, out the side of this cavity, is a quarter wave length antenna, effectively, which supplies the energy into the cavity resonator, and that energy is then varied just slightly by the condenser microphone that's on the end of it, and you have a device that's at the other side. So there is transmitted power going through, and this is drawn with a helical, directional helical antenna, and then you've got the re-excited or modulated signal from the sound that is changing this incoming signal just slightly back out to the receiver. And there's some speculation as to how they actually did this, because there's a wonderful little device called a 3-port circulator, which enables you to basically have a transmitter and a receiver on exactly the same antenna and not have to worry about the energy of the transmitter actually entering the front of the receiver. So there are certainly ways of doing this, and you can do it with directional antennas and all sorts of, there are certainly different ways. The theory here is they thought it was about 1350 megahertz based on the size of it, the interesting little fact here is it was designed by Leon Theremin. Now, his claim to fame was the musical instrument called the theremin, which had a, you can see here, that's Leon Theremin there. This little loop on the side was the pitch loop, so as you moved your hand, it capacitively changed the pitch of the instrument, and then the rod next to it, which was your other hand, would again capacitively change the volume of it.
And showing my age, for those who remember the Beach Boys song Good Vibrations, you'll know all about the theremin.
So there you go. It's a fascinating, and there's some theory in here, but and they talked about, they do talk about, now hang on, there is another one that I've just got to show you here, which I'll just get across. This was the believed to be the original design or design documents. So we're talking about a half-wavelength antenna. We're talking about the cavity here and the front membrane, which is of a material that actually is flexible, so it responds to the pressure waves from your voice, and you can see it's really close to and I mean micrometers here, to capacitively couple in here. So this is a little bit of and CIA research into what they called easy chair. So the CIA went on to actually produce these devices and use them themselves. So yeah, just absolutely fascinating little bit of information on the internet that is all about.
It's also incredible to think that it was so sensitive that just us talking like this, with it behind the crest, which would act as a pretty good sound barrier, was enough for it to detect and transmit.
Yeah. There were holes in the front of it. You can see the pictures that we've got up there. That's the crest, and it's quite. It's reasonably large. This is the in the UN. It was actually brought into the UN and showed when they realised that it was actually an espionage device. Wow. So this was a bit of Russian shaming that was going on in the UN at the time. But you can see. Here's the crest. The actual resonator was behind the beak, so there was a gap in there, and then there was Kim's here. There was the half-wave resonating antenna that came out of the cavity in the back of the back, and that was all encased. So you couldn't see that on the back. It was all encased. You actually had to take the thing apart to actually get into the resonator. In fact, there was I don't think it was in here. Oh, that's the movie when they actually showed it. It shows them opening it up. That's the original. Just bear with me. Just bear with me, and I'll bring this back over here. And I found it. Here we go. This is they literally opened it up and put a hinge on it because it didn't have a hinge. It was all enclosed. But that's the device there, the cavity resonator, and then the half wavelength antenna that sticks out of the cavity just here. But the fascinating thing about it is it's all passive. So if you scan it, you don't get anything from it unless it's actually being hit with the right frequency, and then you've got to have the device so that you can then extract the received signal off of it. So pretty impressive little bit of espionage, all encased in a gift for the ambassador. So, and the fascinating connection there is Leo Theremin, who actually invented it. So, so there you go. So, anyway, thought that was worth actually sharing. Now, there. If I go to there, now this will look familiar. It's the latest copy, which came out a couple of weeks ago, of the VKQRP Club LowKey magazine. Now, there's something on the front cover that looks very similar to something I showed not that long ago, which is an 18650 battery pack with the balanced charger as one of the projects in the LowKey magazine. So this comes out every 2 months. LowKey is the VKQRP Club and a professionally produced little magazine, and it only costs you $15. $15 to join the VKQRP Club, and you get the LowKey magazine and a whole lot of other benefits along the way. President's notes from Trevor Quick, VK5ATQ. He talks about the Monserino 32, which is a wonderful little transceiver, Morse transceiver, which comes with built-in paddles. Club news from Don Callow, and the QRP Hours contest, which occurs on the 10th of April for those people who are interested. They run both modes on the same night, so from 1000 to 10:59 UTC is the CW and digital modes, and then from 1100 to 11:59 UTC is the SSB and digital voice part of the contest. So all done on 80 metres, and you just have to exchange a serial number. So the QRP Hours contest open to everyone on the 10th of April. Talks about logging software. Now, building a lithium-ion battery pack for QRP by Peter McAdam, VK2EVB. So, funnily, he uses 3D printed battery mounts. So we've got a bit of a 3D theme going here. You can get similar things like I used on the net. The balanced charger, and then how to test the batteries using a lithium-ion battery charger. Tying all of the cells together in the particular configuration, the 3S, 4S, 5S, 6S that you want. He's made up a little 3D printed case with the breathing on it and all sorts of things. And then the family of battery packs, lithium-ion battery packs, solar charger. And then there's El Cheapo Power Solutions using the 2-pin connectors. Now, Wyson still use these connectors for a few of their devices. They were originally 32 volt. They were used extensively for like wind light systems, so wind systems on farms, etc., etc. That's what they were originally designed for. They're a polarized connector, so one goes one way, one goes the other way, so that you don't get the polarization incorrect. But it goes into a whole lot of different uses of it, and charging of batteries and all sorts of things. The charging while driving, charging on site, having solar cells and batteries on a particular site, and how you actually put it together to do that. And a great article by Tim Hahn, VK5AV, having a crack at a CW contest and his experience. So for those people who haven't been in a CW contest and is a bit scared about doing it, good article. Of course, Chris, VK1CT's crossword, amateur radio crossword at the end, always there. The club frequency and nets, and member email addresses. And then this is Tim's arrangement for the QRP contest with his little homebrew paddle, and 891 and then a little LDG tuner on top of it. So anyway, that's the latest LowKey magazine. Absolutely fantastic. If you're into home brewing, and I'm amazed that this is one of the few magazines that actually hasn't got an article in there from Peter Parker. So, yeah, if you're into home brewing, absolute must, and it only costs you $15 a year to join the VKQRP club. So, do yourself a favour, as Molly Meldrum used to say. Now we'll have. We'll hold over the review of the latest AR magazine, because that arrived yesterday in the post, and the digital copies went out about a week ago. There's lots of good stuff in there, lots of VK7 content, so look forward to that. Finish off with a few reminders. Next week, now this is our April presentation night. Next week is Andrew Elwell from the Pawsey Supercomputing Centre that is based in Western Australia, VK6, and a bit about their involvement, about the centre, but also their involvement in the Square Kilometre Array, and also a bit about what makes it a supercomputing centre. So what makes it a supercomputing centre versus just a normal computing centre. So he's going to go into that. As well,
the leaded petrol.
That's it. Yep. You can't get unleaded or ethanol petrol. So very good, Ben. So next week, next Wednesday, it's the Wednesday after Easter, 7th of April, from 7:30 p.m. Andrew will be here in the club rooms, and we will also be streaming it. So you can pick that up on our streaming channel, like tonight's presentation. And just let me go back to. I just want to see whether we have any comments on the streaming channel. Now, our May presentation night. Definitely another one not to be missed is Mike Groth, VK7MJ. Is giving us a talk on lightning, whistlers, and many other phenomenon that go along with lightning.
That's going to be a must-see.
Well and truly. So 5th of May, 7:30 p.m. here. Another one not to be missed, and that'll be streamed as well. And a quick reminder, our June presentation night, which is Wednesday the 2nd of June, will be by Mike Hawkins, VK7DMH, and potentially Richard, VK7ZBX. On satellite antennas and satellite communications. So,
are you just trying to get me up here?
well and truly. So that's got April, May, and June covered. So watch this space for other things on the agenda. But anyway, watch the Facebook page. We'll be getting underway, obviously, after next Wednesday with our DATV nights again, and hopefully have some more content and bits and pieces and projects and all sorts of stuff, and more stuff that Ben wants me to buy at that night. So anyway, that's our DATV night for the 31st of March 2021. So 73 to all watching and on frequency, and we'll catch you next week in the presentation night for the Supercomputing Centre. So 73.